to or agree on the point, the fact, I believe, that time is the most important thing that we have in this world today. That time is so important that there are companies who are willing to pay you for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Well, not anymore, but uh, normally companies will pay you 40 hours a week to buy that thing from you called time. Because when you go to work, I often tell you that when you go to work, you pay the company more than they pay you. You actually pay them more to go to their job than they pay you to show up at the job and perform. And how do I know this? Well, because time is more important than money. How do they pay you? In money. How do you pay them? In time. Time is more important than money, so you pay them more to show up at work. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. So now that we understand, hopefully we do, that time is more important than money, time is infinitely more valuable than money, time is the most important thing that you have on this earth. It's time. Everything is inside of time. Nothing is outside of time on this earth. So we understand now that we have a short amount of it, even if we get 100 years, short amount of it. So we're not going to be here forever. So everything we want to do in this life, we need to do very, very quickly. I know people always tell you, and I've been guilty of saying this and believing this, but I no longer do. I know we've all been in situations where we've heard people say, hey, don't rush. You have time. Or maybe you've said it. I know I've said it to other people where I'm going, hey, don't rush. You have time. I want you guys to understand that that is not true. The one thing you don't have much of in this world is time. So I'm telling you to do everything you want to do in this life while you still have time, to do everything you want to do in this life as quickly as you possibly can, because every day that goes by is less time that you have to do the things you want to do, to enjoy the people that you want to enjoy, to do the activities that you enjoy doing the most. Welcome to the channel. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. If I say anything that makes sense to you, or if you're somebody who feels like, hey, I get it, I'm not going to be here forever, I want to accomplish as much as I can while I still have time, then smash the thumbs up so I can know that you and I are on the same page, because that is my mindset going forward. My mindset is I don't have time. So if I'm trying to build a business, I've told you guys about my new business quote buddy that we're building now. That's actually out operating open now. If you have a small business, real quick plug, if you have a small business anywhere in America, you can Google Quote Buddy, QUOTEBUDDY, go to freequotebuddy.com, get on the site, post your company for $5. There are different packages, but the cheapest one is $5. List your contact information, hopefully get a customer to reach out to you and make money, right? So we're launching that business right now. That business is a middleman business. I put that business together just like that. You know why? Because I know that I don't have much time, right? Everything's got to be done quickly. You and I, we don't know when our last day is. So we need to be moving quickly. What do you want to do with your life? Do it now. Why are you sitting around waiting on things to organically happen? It's not going to happen that way. Get up off your butt, put in some work. Doesn't have to be hard work, but it's got to be work. Put in some work, hustle and grind. In fact, I always tell you guys, don't work hard. I've said it plenty of times, and I'll say it again because I believe it to be true, that the people who struggle the most financially in this life are the ones who work the hardest. So at your job, who does all the work? You do. Who makes the least amount of money? You do. And then there's middle management who does a little less work, make more than you, do less work. And then there's upper management, make way more than you, do way less work. And then there's the CEOs and the owners who you don't even know. They do tons less than you and they make tons more than you. Smash thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying. So when it tickles me when people say, but it's a pyramid. Every job is a pyramid. There are more bottom workers. There are less managers, and then there's even fewer top management. So the doers, the laborers, middle management, upper management. It's a pyramid. Everything is. So get that out of your mindset. It's just going to hold you back. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. For all the new students who are in the Middleman CEO Masterclass, and for everyone who's really quick, let me clear this up. You have two options on the channel. There's going to be more in the future. I love rainy days. We're moving today, so if you're watching this, I'm going to be busy. We're getting moved into the new house today that we bought with a what? Middleman business. I always tell you, never buy a house with a paycheck. Build a middleman business, let the business buy the house. So we're moving into our beautiful new home this weekend. It's exciting times. Rainy day, go figure. So, but it is what it is. I don't control the weather. That's the good Lord's thing. I just live in the world. So, like I think it was an old Tupac line. I was given this world, I didn't make it. That's a fact. I was given this world. I just live in it. Smash thumbs up for all the students who just enrolled in the VIP. By the way, I'm gonna be putting together a waiting list. So if you're somebody who's been on the fence about, hey, I need to create another income outside of my job so that I can leave this job behind soon, then you need to learn how to create your own middleman business. You'll be working about an hour a week once you get the business up and running. I know what you're thinking. How am I going to make $10,000 a month working an hour a week? That's the beauty of a middleman business. So if you want to learn more about it, just put the word middleman in the comments below to get the free intro to the class so you can see how it works and what a middleman business is. But just for reference, quickly, a middleman business is a business that finds customers for other businesses, connects the customer to the business, and get paid every time they do it. So Uber is a middleman business. Uber does not drive anybody around. They don't buy cars to drive you around. Uber finds someone who needs a ride, finds a driver who's willing to share their vehicle, match the two, and then Uber gets paid. So Uber's a middleman company. Craigslist is a middleman company. Quote Buddy, my company, is a middleman company. You can go there, post your business for $5, get a call from a customer, and go make some money. So I also have a middleman moving company, and I don't do any moves. So in fact, one of the companies I partner with, they're going to be coming here this weekend to move us here in Dallas into the new home. I'm not doing that. My back hurts just thinking about it. And so a middleman company is essentially a company who finds customers for other businesses and gets paid to do it. So if I find customers for my other moving ISPs, that's short for independent service pros. If I find a customer for a moving service here in Dallas, I don't actually do the move. I just book the customer, get their information. I don't do that, to be honest with you. The process does that, but I don't talk to the customers. And if you let me work with me and I set up your middleman business, you won't talk to the customers either eventually. Smash thumbs up if any of this is making sense to you. But really quickly, I find moving customers who need moving. And you can pick any industry. It doesn't have to be moving, any service industry: home cleaning, website design, vehicle detail, car washing, maintenance, AC heating repair, television mounting, home cleaning, garage repair. The list goes on and on and on. Whatever you can do to make money, right? And so I'll go ahead and book the customer, and as soon as I do, I'll take a deposit. So that's how I get paid. That's how you get paid. So people are excited about it. They're jumping into class. We're going to have to create a waiting list because for everybody in the VIP, I do one-on-one mentorships with them as well as other training. So that limits me on time. So I'm going to have to create a waiting list so I can make sure everybody is successful and get the time they need with me. But if you want to do it, put the word middleman in the comments below so you can get away from that job and that 9 to 5. So go quickly and do that. So if you want to dive right into the class, the VIP, go to middlemanceo.com. And so, but you need to understand, because I got a comment the other day on one of my videos, so I wanted to respond to it. And the comment said, hey, you need to be a millionaire before you talk about, financial freedom. And that's not true. Financial freedom is a mindset. It's not money in the bank, right? Uh, your how many times, think about this. How many times have you had access to money, but because of your poor mindset, you blew the money anyway? Proving that mindset is the difference. Now you can give your poor mindset $10,000. What will you do with the money? Your poor mindset is going to spend the money, blow the money. Now, if you had a rich mindset, $10,000 doesn't make you rich, but if you had a rich mindset, proving that it's not about the money, it's about the mind. So, but at the same time, if you had a rich mindset and someone gave you access to $10,000, what would you do then? You would look for ways to multiply the money. You would do what the banks do, not what they tell you to do, but what they actually do, right? So you would look for ways to multiply the money. Fine, perfect. That's how you do it. So for that person that left that comment, the goal is not to be a millionaire. Nothing wrong with it, and you should be it if you can, and 100 times over. The goal is financial freedom. You can have financial freedom making $10,000 a month. You can have financial freedom making $5,000 a month. It's not how much you make, it's how you make it. I'll say it again. It's not how much you make, it's how you make it. So there are people out walking in rain. I thought I heard something, but it's not how much you make, it's how you make it. That's why they're inside gyms that I'll probably be going to later. But depends on the time because I got a bunch to do today. Some nice ladies. But it's not how much you make, it's how you make it. So I'll prove to you that you can have financial freedom and control of your life, control of your time with $5,000. So I give you a couple of scenarios. This video is golden, by the way. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Smash a thumbs up if you agree with the things I'm saying, or if you're somebody who realizes that time is the most important thing. If you agree that time is the most important thing and you need to own more of your time, smash a thumbs up. So time, all right, let's look at it this way. I'll prove to you $5,000 can make you financially free. That's only $60,000 a year. I know you're sitting there going, 60 grand a year, that's not a whole lot. It's not. But I used that small example of cash to show you that it doesn't take much money, because it's not about the money, it's about the mind. Here we go. You make $5,000 on a job. You're a W-2 employee. You make $5,000 on a job. Nothing wrong with that. I make $5,000 with a business. Nothing wrong with that. Neither one of us are rich. Both make $60,000 a year. Here's the difference right away. Number one, you don't get 60 grand. You get taxed up front. So now you take home about, if you're lucky, let's say 50 grand. So now your 60 is not even real. You got taxed up front. The government and others, whoever FICA is, they've invaded your paycheck. I know who FICA is. I'm joking. The government, your landlord, your bills, your utilities, all those invade your paycheck. The student loans, they've all been in your paycheck before you got paid. They've invaded your paycheck, taken money out of your paycheck, left you with what's left. So all of a sudden, your $5,000 per month is down to, I don't know, $4,000 a month. You lost $1,000 in taxes. Nothing wrong with them. Just follow me. So now you're down to $4,000 a month because the $5,000 is not real money. The gross is toast. The net is your real money. The net is what you get. I, on the other hand, get to keep my $60,000 because I can delay my taxes. You cannot write your taxes off. I can write my taxes off. I can use those $10,000 on advertising and write it off and owe nothing. Right? So I get to use my entire $60,000. One big benefit of having a business over a job. I can use my entire $60,000. You will never get to do that. You can only use $50,000. They've taken 10 from you. Right? So you and I both make the same, but I get to keep more. Right? Now, the other cost, not only does it cost you taxes, and I got a loophole to get out, here's the other thing. It also costs you 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month, 2,000 hours a year to be able to get that $50,000. I, on the other hand, work 1 hour a week just promoting my business and talking to my VA who does my calls and booking and dispatch. That's what I teach you to do. So I work 1 hour a week. So I work 52 hours a year, roughly, and make the same amount you make. You work 2,000 hours a year to make less than what I make. We both started with 60, but because of taxes, you only take home 50. But it cost you time. It cost you 2,000 hours a year, even more when you add in driving and whatnot. Okay, so 2,000, somebody hit the thumbs up if you understand what I'm talking about. Hit the thumbs up if you're sick of working 2,000 hours a year just to go paycheck to paycheck and barely get by. Nothing's going to change unless you change the way you think. All right. So $5,000 per month for me, you keep 4,000. You work 160 hours a month. I work 4. Which would you rather do? Work 2,000 hours a year or 50 hours a year and make the same, well, actually more. Okay, common sense, right? Just showing us the mindset. It's just how you think. Now, how can you be financially free? Only making 5 or 4,000 a month? Your bills, let's say my utilities, all of my bills, all of my expenses each month total 4,000 a month. Let's say it totals 5,000 a month. So it consumes all of my 5,000. That's fine. But because I only work 1 hour a week to make the 5,000 for the month, I'm financially free. I make enough to cover all of my expenses and I do not need a what? Job. So if your expenses are low and your business pays you enough money without having to sell your time, you can be financially free, time free, lifestyle free, do whatever you want to do with your life. No, you can't ball out with 5,000 a month. No, you can't buy the Lambos and you can't take vacations every week, and that's fine. But some people don't want to do all of that. I don't need a Lambo. When I'm making millions a year, I still probably won't buy a Lambo. I have no interest in that. I like nice vehicles, but I'm not into the flashy cars. I buy a nice, well, we almost did it, but I buy a nice Mercedes truck and be good with that. So nice, beautiful home for the family, and I'm good, dude. So, but my point is, if your expenses are under 5,000 a month and you have a business that makes 5,000 a month and it covers your expenses, then you're financially free. You do not need a job. Thank you. Only $5,000. It's not even a lot. So it's not even a lot. It's only $5,000. So just wanted to share that with you and prove to you that you can live financially free. For the person that made the comment, like, you got to be a millionaire. No, you don't. If I teach you how to build a middleman business in 90 days and that business makes $10,000 a month, would that cover your bills and expenses? If the answer is yes, then you don't need a job. And if you don't need a job, then you're free. Freedom is not about money. It's about time. There are people who make a lot of money. There are doctors out there who make $500,000 a year and don't control their time. If they get a call, they have to go. There are dentists who make lots of money, don't control their time, get worked to death. How do I know? Because I know some. There are pilots, make decent money, fly all around this country, nonstop, worn out, burned out. There are people who make lots of money, but they don't control their time. I bet there are people out there who would gladly take half their salary to work less time. If a doctor makes $300,000 a year, working 2,500 hours a year, I'd take 100,000 working 50 hours a year. I'll take less to have more time. Anyway, let me know if this is helping you. I wanted to keep the video kind of short, relatively short. Let somebody else know about the channel if you don't mind. If you're one of the many on here who understand the message I'm getting out, understand what I'm saying, understand that, the times are the times financially have changed, understanding that because I also had a comment, I think from the same person, saying that I'm giving broke advice by telling you don't save money in the bank because you should have an emergency fund. Why? How often do you have emergencies? Why are you anticipating emergencies? Why are you manifesting emergencies? Well, should I save money in the bank? Nothing wrong with having a few dollars in the bank, but don't save it for an emergency. Banks don't even pay you for your money, but they sell it to make money for themselves. They don't give you anything. That's called an interest rate. A better idea would be to first change the name of the account and call it an opportunity account. Now, instead of waiting on emergencies, you're anticipating opportunities. So when an investment opportunity appears, like stock market, Bitcoin, flipping houses, partnering with somebody, starting a middleman business, then you have the money and the access or the credit to get into an opportunity. Stop being scared. You're running out of time. Make a move. Move some of the money out of the bank into a potential investment. See what happens. Well, Sean, I might lose. You're already lost. You've lost. Listen, not trying is losing. If you leave it there, it's lost anyway. So how much worse could it be? It's lost anyway. Okay, so you had $10,000 in the bank for the last 2 years. What has that money done for you? Nothing. That's $10,000 you don't even use. I would argue that it's you shouldn't have even saved it. It would have been better if you had just taken it and blown it. At least you would have used it. All right, y'all don't want to hear that. I'm getting too real. Keeping it too real. Smash the thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up if I'm making sense to you. Let me know. That's the only way I know that you guys are watching and you agree and you're getting this content and it's making sense to you. Leave a comment if you subscribe. I'll give you a like. If you leave a comment, let me know that you subscribe. Hey, I subscribe. Hey, I'm new to the channel. Or give me a heart. Put a heart down there if you subscribe. You know, if you put the thumbs ups, put a thumbs up in the comments after you smash thumbs up. That way I'll be able to comment on your comment. So, but again, if you play the game the same way you've been playing it, think about it. We've been in 2025 for almost three months and some change. What have you done that has changed the way you play the game? Probably nothing, right? Because the way you play the game has not changed. And I'm here to tell you that money starts in the mind. Money is a mindset more than it is a dollar amount. So when you get on here and you say things like, well, you got to be a millionaire to tell people how to be financially free. That's not true. That's why people are struggling at jobs, because they feel like they can't even apprehend $1 million. They some can't even comprehend it mentally. The most I've made is 100 grand a year. I can't even comprehend making $1 million a year. So don't say stuff like that. Don't say that you have to be a millionaire to enjoy this life or live financially free. That's not true. Money starts in the mind. I just gave you a scenario where you can be financially free making $5,000 a month, as long as your bills are less than $5,000 and your business pays you $5,000. Now, if you do it at a job, you're going to have to sell 2,000 hours a year to get that same $5,000. I'd rather do it on a business. Let me ask you, would you rather make $5,000 a month working 160 hours a month? Or would you rather make the same $5,000 per month working 1 hour per week? Yes, obvious answer. 1 hour per week. Ding, ding, ding. Right? 1 hour per week is a win-win. Do it again. Hello? So 1 hour a week always wins, baby. It is what it is. Right? And so as soon as I get everything set up at the new house, I'm going to be back doing videos on my board. But busy weekend, guys. Got to get into this. But I hope this video changes somebody's life. I hope it changes your day, your weekend, your week. I hope it gives you the information you need to make the change you need. Watch this every morning. Watch this every day. Share with at least 3 friends. Put this link on your Facebook page, if you don't mind. Put it on your Instagram. Follow me on social media, Middleman CEO. And if you're serious about changing your life, and I know that the only reason you're here, because there's no coincidence in the kingdom of God, you're here. Most of you weren't even looking for this. You're here right now because this was meant for you. My advice to you is don't pass up the opportunity. Learn to make money without having to go to work. That person said, hey, I'm giving bad advice when I say don't save money in the banks. I tell you that because money in the bank is dead money. Money is a tool to be used, not a tool to be viewed. You put it in the bank, you leave it there, it does nothing for you. The banks use it to get rich, you use it to stay poor because you think it's in there and it gives you security. You don't work as hard. Never do that. Get the money out of the bank. Use the money to make more money. Do what the banks do, not what they tell you to do. Banks don't pay you interest. In fact, they pay you 0%. I'm telling you to play the game the way they play it. That's why I tell you that. Don't call it a savings account. From now on, call it an opportunity account. Hope I gave you something, especially for that person. Hope you're watching. When I tell you, do not trust your job. Your job is not safe, secure under any circumstance. That's a fact. They are trying to fire you as quickly as they can because they're trying to bring in someone who they can double work, pay less, and they won't complain, or bring in a system or AI or some type of technology who can do the work for you and get rid of you. It's happening everywhere. Comment yes if you've seen it. Right? So, and when I tell you that, I'm telling you facts. And then when I tell you time is the most important thing, I'm telling you facts. When I tell you don't stack money in the bank account just to leave it there, if you're going to stack it, have a purpose or a use for it to make more money, to multiply it, that's a fact. When I tell you you should never have one source of income. If your job is your only source of income today, you are in the income danger zone. Don't let that happen. What do I need to do, Sean John? Glad you asked, because questions are the answers. Now that you understand that having one source of income is a bad idea, nothing wrong with it, don't get rid of it, but now let's increase, let's add on another source and then another source. My advice is to have at least 3 sources of income. So if you lose one or you lose 2, you're still okay. If your job is your only source of income and they fire you today or fire you soon, then how are you going to take care of yourself, your family? Put food on the table, roof over the head, put gas in your car, buy eggs. How are you going to do it? Hope y'all got that. These chickens are expensive. It's cheaper to buy a chicken now. All right, I'm not going to get into that rabbit hole because I'll chase that silly rabbit and we'll never get back. But I need to get some people on here to keep me in line because I go off, right? So I'm almost out of coffee. I got to go. Got a bunch to do today. Let me check the time. Yeah, I got to get rolling, guys. But I enjoyed this video. I hope it was a blessing. People are texting me and reaching out. For everyone who's new to in the VIP, yes, it comes with one-on-one training with me. So after you finish the masterclass, the first part is the training. After you finish the video trainings, then we start the one-on-one trainings. So just a heads up before you guys start asking, because I know you will. But I'm there for you. You get a schedule, you get to choose the time, and then we go ahead and meet up. You can book a few ways, even through Calendly. For everybody who's not in the VIP and just the masterclass that only comes with the training, no coaching, yes, because I got this question. Yes, you are able to get coaching from me. You are able to get one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, but it costs. So you have to reserve it and you have to pay for the 15 or the 30-minute slot. So you can get coaching, but it does not come with the program. The VIP, it's free. So upgrade, get the VIP. Somebody, if that's you, just put upgrade down low or just email me, middlemanceoinfo@gmail.com. And all right, I got to go. I got to get going. Smash the thumbs up, guys. See you on the next video. Let somebody know about the channel if you don't mind. But again, the mindset is the beginning of change for you. And if you can shift that mindset, I promise you, you can have a much better life financially. You don't have to be rich to live free. You just have to make money without having to sell all of your time. All right, are we good? All right, guys, I got to go. If you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to drop it. If I see it, I'll respond to it. My VA, Cynthia, is going to be taking all the emails for the foreseeable future. I know some of you have already met her. And but let's get to it. Don't let this year expire without you changing your mindset, without you having a business. You can still keep your job, but you need a business, okay? Make sure you get one because your job is not safe. Take a chance, start a business, see what happens, okay? All right, I got to go. Stop being scared. Y'all are going to be struggling out here financially because you're always terrified. You should be scared that your job's not going to be there. That's what you should be scared of. See you on the next video, guys. Have a blessed day.